This is Matches for Pro Boxing Fans. I'm joined once again by Adam Smith. Adam, obviously I spoke to you earlier in the week, so I'm not going to keep you too long, but I'll keep this simple. Josh Kelly is a world champion. I feel like I've covered a lot of fights. I imagine you feel like that even more, but it doesn't get old seeing fighters live out their dreams, and especially becoming a world champion. It doesn't get old, does it?
It's wonderful, and I think it's all the more sweet because of what Josh has gone through. I've known him and Adam a long time, and when he first came on the scene, he'd had a brilliant amateur career, sparkling prospect. I think there were huge hopes that at Sky we were going to turn him into a pay-per-view fighter. He's got the looks, he's got the chat, the story, the talent. It didn't quite work out like that. Obviously, we know what happened with the Avanesian fight. He took time off, he's come back, he's found the right weight, he's matured as a man, he's gone through ups and downs, and I think that's even more impressive of what he did tonight. He was in with a monster. He was in with a guy who never lost in 23 fights with 17 knockouts, the world champion who walked through Tim's View, and a lot of people thought that Josh wouldn't have the mental strength, maybe the physical attributes and the talent, but not the mental strength to get through it. I think everybody was concerned about that, and also how good Murtazaliev was. And I thought Josh boxed really well tonight. Yes, Murtazaliev had his moments. He kept coming forward. He was game. He was brave, but I don't think he threw enough combinations. I don't think he cut off the ring well. He was working the body quite nicely in the first couple of rounds. But I think when Josh got into a rhythm, I thought he boxed really well off the back foot. He listened to Adam in the corner. Obviously, the fourth round knockdown was a massive confidence booster for him, and I thought he was in a handy lead. And then obviously the back end is always the nervy parts for a fighter who bases himself on skill maybe rather than the aggressive power. Murtazaliev caught him, and that was dangerous. And he was quite fortunate, I think, to get through the round, get back to Adam and regroup. But he came back, and it made it closer, which I think makes it even more memorable as a world title win. It's tough winning world titles, and he had home advantage, but little other advantage. He was a big underdog, and I think that he deserved it tonight. He boxed beautifully. I thought it was the performance of his career. It was a mature, impressive display of pure boxing and great movement and heart as well. So Murtazaliev deserves he played a part in it. A lot of people had it very, very close. There was a draw on the cards. I thought Josh deserved it by 2 or 3 rounds. It was a close fight, but I'm really pleased for him. Another champion here in Britain, another world champion on the back of Dalton Smith's win in New York. And the Northeast is a sleeping place for boxing. Glenn McCrory and I worked together for many years. He was the world champion from the area. Billy Hardy from Sunderland should have been a world champion. We've had Stewie Hall and other good fighters from here. Lewis Ritson we had for a while. It was great fun. But I think Josh Kelly can really unite the whole of the Northeast. Yes, he's a Sunderland fan, but this was in Newcastle. He had phenomenal support tonight. I spoke to a lot of the fans, and they just want to see good boxing up in the Northeast. And look, he's a poster boy, isn't he? He looks the part. He speaks well. He's great to watch, and he's a world champion. And it's a fantastic division. So I'd love to. I think the best thing about that press conference, not only was it that Josh was sort of dreaming when he was eating the double decker, but I thought that what Frank said, that the stadium elite want to see him on Monday morning, is just brilliant. So let's have a stadium show up here. I love the Northeast. There were some big people at ringside tonight who've got a lot of say in this area, and I think we're going to have some huge nights for Josh Kelly going forwards. But again, and sort of credit to Murtazaliev and his team, Aegis Klimas. You don't bring Aegis Klimas and Kathy Duva, to lie down. He wanted to hold it onto his title, and he tried his best, but he was beaten by the better guy tonight, I thought.
Look, I saw you interviewing Adam and Josh Kelly afterwards, and obviously that interview will be out on The Voice of Boxing soon. And I mean, when you look at both them guys, it just looks like two men that have had a dream over the past few years, and they've believed in it, and they've told everyone, and they made it a reality tonight. Is that what you got from them two when you're speaking to them?
Yeah, Adam Booth lives and breathes the sport. I've known him since the days of David Hay and George Groves and Ryan Burnett and so many other fighters, Andy Lee, that he's had. He's had great nights before. People have given him criticism for the way he goes about things. Sometimes he closes camp and he makes sure that his fighters come first, before the broadcasters, before anyone else. But he absolutely is there through thick and thin for his charges. And you could see afterwards, it reminded me a little bit of Ricky Hatton and Billy Graham, the scenes afterwards, when they both sort of just embraced and the tears started to flow. And that's the relief of going through a mission. And I think it's all the more sweeter because of what happened with Avanesian and because of the difficulties he's had with and openly with mental health struggles. And I think to get through that, to have a lot of good people around him now, to have found Nissa was there tonight, Frank and Eddie. He's got really good teams, and Adam is the major part of that. So I'm really pleased for both of them. There's a winner and a loser, and the Russian American team have got to go back and lick their wounds, and they'll come again, no doubt about that. Murtazaliev's only defeat, and we've seen what a defeat has made for Josh Kelly. It made him the man he is today, and at 31, I think he's at the right weight. He's a world champion. I think he'll still think he's dreaming when he wakes up in the morning, but it'd be great to see where the story goes from here.
Definitely. Look, Adam, it's late at night. I don't want to keep you too much longer. Obviously, we're a couple of hours away from Teofimo Lopez, Shakur Stevenson.
Don't worry, I'm staying up for that. So
I'm going to push you for a prediction if that's possible.
Yeah,
just how do you see this one going?
Yeah, I'm quite big on Shakur in this fight. I love Teo. He's a great guy. He's a fantastic character. He's a wonderful fighter. It's two top draw boxers. They're elite, and this is why it's such a super fight. But I just think Shakur's fresher. I think coming up in weight's going to suit him. I think if he gets in a rhythm after 3 or 4 rounds, I think he'll win on points. The first part of the fight's really interesting because I spoke to Josh Taylor earlier tonight, and he says that Teo is really unpredictable, and that could be. That could play to his advantage, but it could also mean that he'll leave himself a little bit open. And I think if Shakur gets 3 or 4 of those first 6 rounds, I think he wins on points. He makes a big statement, and I think he becomes a 4-weight champion tonight.
Definitely. And last one before I let you go, so we spoke about earlier in the week, but Derek Chisora, Deontay Wilder has materialised. Misfits Pro is a new player in the Wild West of boxing now, and it's on DAZN. I mean, just now it's happening. I imagine you're excited about that fight.
There's a huge amount happening already in 2026 in boxing, which is fantastic. I mean, everyone's talking about the sport, which is brilliant. You see Tyson Fury coming back. You're seeing big shows planned in San Francisco to break records. You're seeing Zuffa Boxing make their first show, and DAZN continue to be the home of boxing, which is fantastic. We've had this tonight. We've got obviously the huge fight coming up in a few hours' time in New York next week. It's Nick Ball, Wood Warrington a couple of weeks later, and Ryan Garcia the same night. It's just week after week on DAZN, and now we've got a huge heavyweight fight to get our teeth into. I messaged Deontay earlier. We go back forever. Same with Derek, so I can't wait. 50 fights each they've had. I feel like I've had 50 with them, but it's a brilliant fight because it's unpredictable. Yes, they're late on in their careers, but they're 2 big names. We know that they're going to bring a lot of fire to the build-up and to the ring at the O2 on April the 4th. Calla and Nissa working with Frank. It's just everyone's part of the circus, aren't they? And I'm sure it's going to be a circus going into this one, and a lot of people are going to be watching because they're big names. Chisora's got a huge following. The O2 is going to be packed out. I mean, Deontay Wilder is, a massive puncher still, and he's got the voice and he's got the artillery to make it a very interesting fight. So let's enjoy this one. It's a great fight that they're having, and I'm pleased to be part of it.
Definitely, well, Adam. Thank you as always. Thank you, Harry.